by the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Welcome back into a best of episode of Jedi Talk, a Star Wars podcast. I am Atomica here, just introing the episode. We tossed the hodgepodge together. Call it a best of, call it a clip show, whatever it is. We're off this week from a live show, but we still wanted to toss something together just to put up there. If you need a little distraction from some craziness going outside and you want to listen to three idiots talk about Star Wars and God else knows what. But on this hodgepodge of an episode, you're going to hear a nice chunk of a conversation we had with a former Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser performer. We pulled a chunk of the when we did our top 10 Star Wars conspiracy theories when we came up with some wild stuff. I pulled a chunk from an episode. You'll see we making a plea to report a certain somebody on Instagram. You'll hear that. First name begins with K. Last bit begins with Isle. So I'll just leave it at that. That's who we want reported on Instagram. But in any event, there's a nice little surprise there tossed in at the end of this for those of you that stick it out. And some other fun stuff in there, like when I actually got announced to join the show, and it's funny how Brad had talked about it is like a trial thing. So, there's some other stuff tossed in there. Have fun with it. Even if you've never heard those episodes before and you want to be pointed directly to the episode that you heard the chunk from, send us a DM, Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram. We'll let you know. In between shows or in between clips, you're going to hear one of the drops from the soundboard that we tossed in there. Like, for example, you'll hear something like that. So let's get it started.
It's great.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I think this is great, and that is what this is about. That is what is supposed to be done there. Something as this craft unfolds and as these experiences continue to happen, the children that we're referring to earlier, Ray doesn't have a licensed mental health counseling
Yes, true.
degree.
Yeah, you do.
True.
Have to specify.
And not to say that moment isn't authentic or even inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's nice. That's what should be happening. There should be more knowledge and just intention to know that that's what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
This might be a Qui-Gon Jinn moment. He wasn't a good safe word because he came up.
That's true.
So,
like, erase it. It's like, no, keep it in.
I had to cater to a couple guests sometimes who were in a moment that I was like, I'm not qualified to deal with this, but I do feel responsible for where you're at, and that's where this nuclear energy comes into play. You know, I think in this work, in these things, talk about sustainability, people need to be taken care of. This is who this is about. Yes, there's a fancy bridge. Yes, the terrazzo is shiny. Yes, there's so many rooms to go to. Yes, you guys can take 30 showers in your day, like you mentioned.
That was just me.
That was Brad.
I took one.
Yeah. Good time. Great. What a great callback. That's a deep cut.
Yeah, it's a deep
I
cut.
know, it's so funny.
You're a better listener
I'm a
than
weirdo,
Kyle.
dude. Like, I hate being gross. Like, I hate feeling nasty. Like, I showered before I came here, and I'm driving to Venice, Florida tonight to go visit family after this, and I'm gonna shower before I get in the car and sit down. Like, I
That
hate
was your shower. Those were
my
3 days.
I-
You do what you want.
I
Exactly.
literally
You paid for
used
that shower.
I used a third of the body wash.
Well, you can't take it home with you. So.
He's only one of how many people that say they showered in hyperspace. So
Yeah, there you
it's
go.
true.
There you
And
go.
it actually happened in hyperspace.
Did
I
you
got out
fall
of the shower.
upside down?
No, I was
I'm
fine.
upside down
I was
now.
fine.
They have handles installed, I think. You can hang on, right?
It's not what the handles are used for.
Okay, hit a button. Hit a button.
Hit the button.
Which button?
I don't know. I've been
You're the
staying
one who
away.
I know.
I'm fucking someone.
Misogyny alarm.
I don't know. Hit it.
Clear ship.
Clear the ship.
Hit the alarm from the halcyon.
Yeah.
Do that
I
one.
don't
have that
I
one.
wish we
What
had
you
that
did?
one. Not
No.
yet. We're trying to clip it. We're trying to clip it.
How?
Yeah, there you go.
Please report to the. Oh,
Your
I probably
mustache
shouldn't do that.
stations.
You can do it.
It was people. It's about people. People should be taken care of. You
Yes.
know, and because I think that's ultimately what's going on. You know,
Have you had if you could pick one moment like that moved you as a human that Croy almost broke or Adam almost broke? Like, is it something that you can recall?
I want the big answer is there are so many. I did what I could to jot some down. I wasn't always consistent. it is hard to pick one. You know, do you mind if I just take a second to really think about it, so that way I can?
We're all going to stare at you and make you real uncomfortable.
No, I was going to look to Brad and say, if you want, if we could pan through the listener questions real quick.
Well,
sure.
I'll give you like a light answer and a deep answer. How's
Okay.
that?
Yes, please.
When I was doing my last finale and didn't know whether it was going to be my last one or not,
Yeah.
I wept, wet face, wet collar, tears down my face of every emotion you can have. Like, and that's the power of the Star Cruiser, right?
Wow.
Like, my 2 years had sort of culminated into this moment, and I had this revelation. It was like, I guess it doesn't matter if this is my last one or not. This was. And I feel like that's good advice to everybody on day 3, you know. It was.
Yeah.
It happened. Art, and especially performance art, has this beauty of only existing once, but then existing forever somehow.
It's fleeting.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, maybe the closing almost makes it like shine brighter, like a little bit more gilded. You know what I mean?
That is true. And I mean, all that stuff is going to be
Anything
multiplied.
to keep Evan from crying himself to sleep every night. Say something else.
It's going to happen.
Say something
All
else.
that's going to be multiplied on September 30th. Like, I wish we could have been a part of that
I
last
know,
voyage.
man. I'm really bummed.
Just to experience all that raw
But
human emotion.
We will
But
find out. I think, like I told you, I think it might be a good thing for us to get to go back on it before, like, you know, they run out of coasters and like
Yeah,
the merch is
all
gone.
the merch is gone. Yeah.
So like that's
You mean,
something
like,
to look
from
forward
people
to.
taking it out?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
We have a-
you know
we've
that's
got a
going
stack of
down.
them. Yeah.
the coasters
you know
are
that's going
you can take those.
Yeah, the little paper
The
ones.
things you can't
Little paper
take,
ones.
don't take. But coasters you can take.
Well,
Like,
We'll see.
They didn't
Anyhow.
charge you for the thing I took off the water bottle, did they?
no, that stupid little chain.
Yeah,
no, I saw
alright.
that. That was funny. That was funny.
You realize you actually took that?
Yeah, it's hanging up in his office.
It's hanging up in my office.
Yeah. It's got the chain that's like, this water is free for you to drink.
didn't-
Please
Yeah.
refill it.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope, I know what
well,
I'm
you
taking.
know, that water machine in the corner. I
love that
secretly, like one of my favorite
Oh my God,
things
me
about
too.
the Halcyon. I'm like, it's sparkling.
I called my fiance. I was like, "Damn, she's
It was-
obsessed with like club soda." I was like, "They have it on draft."
It was 5:30 in
gonna
the
get to
morning on day
experience it.
3. I was cottonmouth to hell because I drank more. we closed down the Sublight Lounge the night before. I just grabbed that big thing and I sat right in front of that thing for like 2 hours, just like drinking
Fill,
it.
chug,
Brad
fill.
found me and I'm like, yeah, I've just been here for like since 5:30.
All right, so here's the thing: we got some listener questions, and anything you don't want to answer or can't answer, just say pass.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
No pressure. We'll
Yeah,
just
say
Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon.
Jinn.
He's
Is
the answer.
Do you have a Qui-Gon Jinn button?
He is always the answer. When in
No,
doubt,
I
Qui-Gon
just have the
Jinn.
one from Survivor of Cal mentioning.
Is it just the word Qui-Gon Jinn?
Said by Cal.
So many questions.
Oh no, it's too long.
Yeah,
Already
it's too long. Yeah,
Dang.
Why don't you do
But
that?
it was fitting. He did have so many questions.
I could do that.
There you go. That'll be the pass sound. All right, so this one we have quite a few. I might not get to all of them because some of them are kind of the same question.
Yeah, we may have addressed some of them too. So
And if I get to that point, we can just skip it or run it. So this comes from Matthew Harmon, and he said, "How do you learn everyone's name?" Kind of touched on it before. It's just like I think it's just kind of an innate thing you guys have.
There's no policy. There's no
Interesting.
registered technique.
Dang.
This is a brain game that you play with yourself
Wow.
to people's differing levels of ability, which I could tell you, depending on how many cruises you did in a row, your ability to remember names drastically decreased.
Oh,
by
I'm sure.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done shows just like on a small scale. When I was doing stand up, and you do 2 or 3 shows in a night. And like, did I tell this joke already, or was that the earlier show? You
Was
don't
that
remember?
yesterday? Was
yeah,
that
like you don't
today?
remember. So I couldn't imagine. I'm blown away by y'all.
And it's even weirder on the Star Cruiser because they're not all just Bob, Jim.
Yeah.
Some of them are crazy, like Avant. You know,
Right.
like
You know,
insane.
but there was something about that one that was easy to remember for me because it's close to
That's
the
why I tried
actual
to do
name.
It. It's my name, just
Yeah.
with T on the end. So
Right.
that's why I picked it. I'm like, it's easy. Ish.
I will say there is a special kind of joy to say taking a small break. And then you would go back in, and you could be like, Sherry, Tom, John.
It's cheers. It's
your
cheers
brain
all
just
over
had
again.
that space
That's
to
awesome.
do it.
That's
you know?
beautiful.
And even I cannot, but if I could step back in tomorrow, and I know I could just go through the whole thing. And honestly, it'd be an
Crazy.
immense joy because
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't done it in forever.
that's incredible.
Next question comes from super fan of the show and former guest Matt. Is it Navarez?
Matt Navarro's. Yeah.
Former
Navarez.
guest. He's
Former
never coming
guest.
back?
He's
Dang.
never coming back. You're not allowed on the show, Matt.
Matt's coming back. He's
Uh,
the one that
okay.
like, agreed with me about Andor.
That's true. Until season 2.
He
Yeah, right.
asked Evan, how many other guests other than Evan learned Huttese? This guy had flashcards.
That's true. That's true.
We were standing
and
in line
I can
to
read
board.
Arabic, and I was starting to learn Huttese.
To my knowledge, you are the only one.
Oh,
That's good.
There
that's
you go.
awesome.
That makes me actually
There you
feel
Which good thing
especially
you
nerdy.
didn't say it on the ship, because there's a whole censored language thing.
Yeah, I said a few things to Wani, like just one-on-one, and I was like, I'm not going to let this get out.
Did she? Oh, that's cool. Did
yeah.
you guys have a nice little Huttese talk?
Kind of. I can't understand it as well as I can say it. So I was like, but this third and final voyage, it's going to happen where I'm going to have like a full-on conversation. It has to happen. Because it's the last time I'll ever get to speak Huttese to a Rhodian. Like, come on.
This episode brought to you by Duolingo.
Yeah, right.
Huttese version
Before
of
I
Duolingo.
forget, I want to ask another question that's tangentially connected. Is there a scripted reason why the First Order doesn't like Gaia's song, Ula Shuka?
Yeah, it's a language like censorship.
Okay, because I had no idea why. I just knew they didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that always sucked because I'm like,
Oh.
I love the First Order, but I love Ula Shuka. So, like, what do I... But, okay.
Well, now canonically you can't.
I guess I can't.
I have to ask.
Well, or live in the tension.
I like that. I like
That's what
that
it
right there.
is.
I'm
What you
doing that.
play in your space headphones in your room, Colonel Tallis doesn't know about.
Exactly.
There you
Oh,
go.
He doesn't
there we
have
go.
to know. He doesn't have to.
I do have to ask on top of that, Captain's Table Night 2. There's when Lieutenant Croy, he's technically the captain at that time,
Yeah.
toasts, and he says something to Kevin like, "You're pretty good for a Pantoran." Is that always, or was that just our Croy in the second voyage?
I feel like it's a little bit of a trade secret.
Okay,
Okay.
But
That's
I
fair.
will
Okay.
say,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I think
Hit the
you
button.
could. Qui-Gon. I think that's one of the beauties of this show. The actors interpret.
Okay,
I think it's one of the risks of the show. The actors interpret.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful risk.
But that was
though.
one of those
My God.
moments where obviously, like I said, I love the First Order and I love Croy. But when he said that, I was like, ooh, maybe I
Oh,
don't love this.
I put my
So,
drink down.
yeah.
I'm like, I did not
So
like
that was a
Yeah.
cool
We're all
moment
like,
to have.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
How cool that they could, you could get set up like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
what
so
a-
real.
this was the last hour of the experience.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, First Order, and then he says that, I'm like, ooh, maybe not First Order.
Well, stuff like that to me makes what we've done the last 2 days a little bit okay.
Yes,
Yep.
100%,
Very much okay,
100%. And you touched upon it earlier, where it's like Croy would be perfect for the Resistance. That comes up at the captain's table, where they both are like, Captain Kevin, you'd be perfect in the Order, and Kevin's like, well, you would be great in the Resistance. So it's like that same thing, where it's like, which side do I like? It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Matt has a second part to the question. What character from Star Wars, not part of the Star Cruiser storyline, would you want to come on for a voyage? Qui-Gon.
It wouldn't make sense in the time.
In the holocron.
He would
Yes,
be like,
the holocron
oh,
would be beautiful.
boring choice, but like good choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be like, do you want to just sit
Dude,
on
can you
in the
imagine him
atrium?
in the sublight lounge, just like kick back? Just
Oh,
like,
he would get so drunk.
yeah. He'd be telling me about,
yeah.
hey, there's this
Qui-Gon.
prophecy. Hey, Elias, let me tell you about the prophecy. Like,
Oh, I'd be talking to him. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, we got a lot of really fun people coming as different things, and huts. Sometimes that's fun. We never got a Jar Jar, which I would
dang.
say to people.
Well, there's time.
I would be like, you give somebody a little task, the little things they could do on the console or something, and I'd be like, someone's here who's not on the manifest. I think we know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away, but I would tell the kids to do that. And then I was like, and I also saw there's supposed to be a J.J. Binks, and they didn't show up. So let me know if they come by.
That's hilarious.
I really want to buy a JJ Binks mask now and take it.
Oh my God.
This one we've kind of touched on, both those. Karen's.
He needs some milk.
All right, let's go ahead. Tom, I want to get it started with you.
All right.
I'm anxious to hear. So we'll do you, me, Evan.
Okay. So I am just doing these in random order. The only thing I've picked out is my number one. Okay. Pork's piss. Mad Dog 2020, Franzia,
Wow, Mad Dog and
and boxed wine. Hold on, we're getting there. Nerds, the candy, and a lemon slice.
What are the nerds for? Does it have are they kidney stones?
No, they're just nerds. oh yeah. Kidney
piss.
stones from pork's piss.
It's
Yeah.
a theme, yeah.
And Oga will tell you while you're buying this, it tastes like urine, but we think their pee cures micropenis. That's number 10.
All
That's
right.
Kyle's favorite drink.
Oh, wait, I get there.
All right.
That's number 10.
My number 10
We're just getting
is
started, folks.
is since it is no longer going to be a thing, they should bring the crate reactor from the Halcyon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to clarify something else, is
We
that the
never
same one
tried
from
it.
the cruise ship?
No, they're weighted. They're different.
Okay, good.
We didn't try that, but
I kind of regret that we didn't.
if I do go for this next voyage, I'll
We
try it.
didn't know.
We did not know. No.
Nope.
We did the Huntress, right?
We did
new
the
one?
Mark of the
Mark
Huntress, Dagobah, Vimlet, Cloud of Bespin,
Vimlet kinda
the
sucked.
Rem of Ryloth. Yeah.
Yeah, the gimlet was like a.
I didn't like it.
I
Yeah,
wasn't a fan.
that's a. I ordered it when we went out that one time for your birthday. It's a gin-based cocktail. Why can't I?
A gin Vimlet.
Negroni.
Yeah.
Negroni. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You did say that.
It's delicious. All right,
How is there not a
Go
Go ahead,
sorry,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
How is there not a drink? This isn't on my list, but it should be. It should have been on yours. It might be. Should I wait? How is there not a drink called the Qui-Gon Gin?
For fuck's sake!
What
it
are
was
we
right in
doing?
front of us the whole
What
time.
are we doing? Come on, Ogus.
All right, that's your honorable mention.
Yeah.
All
No.
right.
Yeah, that's my new honorable
That-
mention now.
that's- Wait, do you have that?
Yeah. Don't put it on your honorable mention.
Okay, it's not. It's not my honorable mention. Okay, good. Anyhow, is that done for your 10?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, before
Craig
I
Reactor
ruin.
Craig Reactor looked cool. I wanted to do it.
That would be
Yeah.
spectacular to Dogus
They
now.
should.
Absolutely
Yeah,
do that.
They should,
Yeah.
and it fits with Batu too. Like,
Yes, it does.
it doesn't look like a Halcyon drink, to be perfectly honest
Yeah, I
with you.
know.
No, it looks like Star Wars up there.
It's
It's too nice to be
It
Star
looks like the
Wars.
Fifth Element or whatever that.
That movie
people
does
say.
kick ass.
Like,
It does kind of look like Star Wars.
It doesn't look like the Star Wars I know, and I am the only frame of reference that matters.
I saw no Leias in bikinis.
I'm giving it 0 out of 10 Leia bikinis.
I like this voice.
I'm very upset about Batu. I can see the Falcon and Chewbacca, but unfortunately, the timeline it's set in.
The dedication.
I'm trying to think of the name.
There's no Han Solo. My name is Chet Burger.
Chet Burger. I was thinking of Jeffrey McAfee for some reason. I don't know.
Jeffrey McAfee.
I'm Jeffrey McAfee.
That's
way
it.
better.
That's it. Jeffrey
I'm
McAfee.
Jeffrey McAfee. And you're listening to Leia Talk. Today's episode, I'm telling you why Rise of the Resistance is the worst thing ever made. I still can't see my penis.
I have to do my neck a certain way for that voice.
Yeah, you do. You have to like give in to like the frog chin.
You
Yeah.
have to, like, get rid of your whole neck. You have no
Actually,
neck.
the problem is that Kathleen Kennedy, who I'll point out, is still in charge. And last time I checked, she is a woman. And we can't allow women in positions of power. They ruined Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Now, Chet, have you ever actually met or talked to a woman before?
I don't even know one if I saw one.
Okay.
I think was number 10. That was. Thank you for joining,
I know,
Jeff
fuck
The
McAfee.
that.
dedication.
Jeffrey
Yeah,
McAfee.
Come back with your top 10 next week.
Follow me at Jeffrey McAfee _tits. And I'm, of course, referencing my own set of man tits.
Jeffrey Swordmaster
I'm,
69.
I'm going to go. I'm sweating under them.
That's okay.
And I need
It
to
happens.
blot them.
It happens. I don't blame
Blot
you.
your
Why did
tits.
it turn to like Don Knotts at the end?
I don't know. That was a little like Will Ferrell, Harry Carey too.
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's great. I like this new character.
What are you doing
Hey,
here?
if the moon was made of cheese, would you eat it?
Would you eat it?
If you're a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I know I would.
I would.
I know I
I'll be delicious.
Smother myself in relish.
That's a great bit. No, we're never gonna get there. Never.
Jeffrey McAfee.
My number 10 is, so I'm similar to Tom too. I know nothing about making drinks, so I just took existing
Mad Dog 2020.
common
Friends,
Earth
yeah.
and gave. I took existing Earth drinks and just gave them Star Wars names. So this one is what is a screwdriver, but it is called the Hydro Spanner.
Oh, I love that.
I like that.
I
That's
love
cool.
that a lot.
Simple,
Good old
common.
screwdriver. I used to drink that a lot at Mike Norot's house when we'd force parties.
He
at
looks
his
like he
house.
would like a screwdriver.
Me, orange juice and vodka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vodka used to be my hard liquor growing up for some reason.
Because you don't taste it.
Yeah.
It's just neutral grain
Yeah,
spirits.
and my
kinda
grandpa
gross.
drank it, so I was like, yeah, vodka, why not? You know?
We're back to that one.
Of course we're back to that one.
You can follow Tom on Instagram at GingerSith66 on Instagram.
I'm private, so
I'll allow most of you, just not Kyle Cosentino, not at Kyle
You gotta block
Cosentino.
him. You can't even.
Everyone go report at Kyle Cosentino.
Don't report him.
Don't do that.
KYLECOSENTINO.
Don't
Let me say
report
that
him.
again. Hold on. Let me say
There
that
are
again.
people
At
you should report. He's not one of them.
No, it's Kyle. At KYLECOSENTINO. If you guys, podcast world out there, get Kyle Cosentino kicked off of Instagram, I will donate $100 to a charity of your choosing. I fucking promise you that I will do this. If you get Kyle Cosentino kicked off of Instagram.
Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Could you
He's-
imagine?
He's going on like he means this joke.
I'll
Like,
match
he's going in on this.
I'll
joke.
match that $100.
I'm
Okay.
broke. I'll do like
we'll donate $200 to give
I'll
kids
do like
the world.
$10
there you go.
because I'm broke.
Oh, I love you so much.
Oh,
My wife's going to report Kyle.
Oh, hilarious!
jeez.
By the right of the council, by the will of the force, we already got an alarm right before we started recording.
I burnt myself. I'm sorry.
That's not why there's an alarm.
Evan, shut the fuck up. That was Harris.
That wasn't even
Why
the
is
button.
there an alarm? Turn off the alarm. There's no cause for an alarm. Turn off that alarm.
Blasting start to this one. Welcome into Jedi Talk, the
I
galaxy
don't know.
famous Jedi Talk. The galaxy famous Jedi Talk podcast, top 10 edition. Guys, do you think that so-and-so had sex with so-and-so and they hit it
On the Halcyon.
on
yes.
the Halcyon?
Yes.
Yeah, this
That's
is
where
the
all
top
that
10
happens.
conspiracy theories of Star Wars that all three of us think could be true, that we made up. This one's going to be really fucking wild.
be fun.
Okay, put the kids to bed, and I'm going to, here's there's your warning. There's going to be some swearing on this one. But yeah, here we go. Again, like we were saying on last week's show, this top 10 list just kind of organically happened. Brad and I were spouting off God knows what. It was maybe a real conspiracy theory, or it was a Star Wars conspiracy
No,
theory.
it probably was.
Yeah, it was probably something real. And then we're like, man, how about some Star Wars conspiracy theories? And then we're like, how about a top 10? And this is how this one organically came to be. And we all knew right from the get-go this was going to be tough, but once I got on a roll, I got on a roll.
Mine took me like a good bit of time
Okay.
today to come up with this.
And that's fair. Evan, how long did it take you?
Hello there.
Oh,
first
yeah,
off.
Evan Boucher. We're all off today.
I had to get it in, I guess. But at
Yeah,
first, I
Evan
was
Boucher,
like,
sorry.
this.
It'll be in Orlando next year.
Hope so.
Our next celebration, 2025.
What's your number 3, Evan?
Number
Boucher?
3, similar to number 4. We touched upon it a little bit last week, and Austin looked it up as we were driving around last week. The third Death Star on the original Star Tours is canon. Like, there was a third Death Star. So, to me,
I don't hate that.
doesn't
No, neither do
officially
I.
make it that
Makes
original Star Tours is canon.
That would be great, actually. I really think they
So-
should do that.
We know DJ Rex,
Pay
Captain
homage
Rex is canon.
to the original Disney attraction.
Yep.
Yeah.
With making that
Now,
canon. I
this
would
current
love
Star
that.
Tours can't be canon
Where would it
because
be
it makes no
in
sense.
the galaxy?
I can't remember because you were
What would
trying
be
to
a
fly
target they
to
would try to
Endor.
show? They try to blow up with the Death Star.
What would be like the capital at that time period? I guess
Coruscant.
Coruscant, yeah.
Coruscant still, even though the Empire already fell.
Yeah. but
Yeah, Mon
Coruscant's
Mothma
still
and them
going-
are trying to set
Yeah.
up on Coruscant. So yeah, that would be their target. Would be Coruscant. Ooh. I would love to see that.
I would love that.
I mean, that's why we're somewhat excited for Andor and even a little bit of Bad Batch because we're seeing Imperial Coruscant.
Yep.
So show me more of this
Yeah,
Coruscant
Bad Batch
post
too.
prequels.
It's not that far
Season
away.
2 looks
Shit.
great.
It
by
does
the
look
way.
great.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
An older Omega, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
I like
too.
that
I
a
like
lot.
there's a little bit of a time jump.
Yeah.
I love time jumps in Star Wars. It's just great
If
storytelling.
it's anywhere near,
That's why episode 7 and 8
Yeah.
should have had a time
if
jump.
there's anywhere
Yeah.
near close as good as the time jump that Ezra Bridger's character made
Yep.
in Rebels,
Oh, that's
this is
perfect.
going to be
And the one,
good.
perfect.
and the one he's about to make.
Yes.
You
Yep.
see him now. Can you imagine?
Man,
I need to go back and watch that Ahsoka trailer. I'm sure they. I'm like.
it's leaked somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's on Reddit.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they showed live action Ezra.
Yeah,
I think they did.
I think they did too.
Like the
It's
back
either
of his
Sabine
head.
or Ezra. Yeah.
It was like a. You know, like things when you're watching a video, like fades in
Yes.
and fades out.
Yeah, for
it
like
did the
0.3
fade in,
seconds.
fade out for like a third of a second.
yeah.
And it was like
was
showing
him.
like some of Sabine's art.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I told you, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced that's Ezra. It has to be.
Ahsoka's
Yeah.
my next Kenobi. It's like, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, because there's so much you can do with that character.
Yeah.
I truly think the best way for Disney to handle Star Wars is to just move away from these iconic characters and focus on new stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do. I really think that. I think they learned their lesson with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and I
Not that it
think-
was bad, but I think they could have. We can all agree they could have done better. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The finale was
You
pretty
can always
damn
do
good.
better.
But
Always do better.
The stuff
Yes.
before the finale could have been better.
Yeah. The stuff
Some of
before
it, yeah.
could have and should have been better.
Yeah.
What's
Rip-
number three?
Rip to me.
3.
Well, it wouldn't be a Brad top 10 list if there wasn't something to do with pod racing involved.
Oh, I thought you were going to say R5.
That too.
No, I don't have anything R5, but
Okay, well-
pod racing involved, and I think that the Boonta Eve Classic was manipulated by Qui-Gon.
Oh, yeah.
I like
definitely.
this one.
I mean,
'cause I
he
definitely should've put it
manipulates
on
the
my
dice.
list.
So if he can move that,
was
dice,
my point.
like,
Yeah.
He moved the dice.
yeah.
So like, there's got to be. It was all the entire Star Wars saga boils down to this moment
Yeah.
where these people meet this character Anakin, and there's no way Qui-Gon's going to walk away empty-handed.
They
from
bet
No.
their future on this. They say if he wins, we get out of here. If
And
you
if,
win,
if
then
they dip out, there's
Yeah.
nothing there.
Yeah.
There's the Trade Federation. I mean, it's like a what if almost. What if Anakin lost the Boonta Eve Classic? Like,
He would have died 2 years
Something-
I
later.
mean,
would've had
either
to
way, the
happen.
galaxy goes downhill because he becomes Vader
Yeah.
or he dies. Like either way.
yeah,
but-
either way, I
yeah.
mean, the Trade Federation could have gained power. It could have.
So
They
true.
could have not been,
it would have been
it's such
Palpatine
a-
and Dooku ruling
It's such
the
a
galaxy.
pivotal moment. There's
Yeah.
a lot of these pivotal moments in Star Wars, but this is like
Yeah.
if you're looking at the timeline for the Skywalker saga, this is the moment that everything is based on.
Yeah.
And there's no way if Qui-Gon really thought he was the chosen one and manipulated the dice roll to get him free, he didn't play some part in it.
Nope.
Exactly.
I'm with you. I love it.
Yeah.
I love this
That's,
one.
That fits Qui-Gon's character
yeah,
too. So
this
much.
has been my favorite you've mentioned so far because
Yeah, I
like
like
it,
that
yeah.
one a lot. Back on R5 for a second. R5 is going to be Mando's droid, right? Are we all? It look like
It looked-
R5.
It looked like R5 in the
So
in the
R5
pictures.
D4, the
Oh,
original
dude.
R5 D4.
You want to get my dick hard? Make a HasLab of the Naboo
N1
Starfighter, his
with
one
R5.
with R5, a carded
Yeah, there you go.
Mando
Mandalorian
and
R5
Grogu.
figure.
Bro, how much would you charge?
Would
you pay?
I would
Whatever.
pay $500 for that.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, I can see you
In
doing
the
that.
TBC, dude, with
Yeah.
a carded R5 Mando figure,
Yep.
or even like a Paley Mata figure. That I mean, like,
And
even though I don't love the
BD-71
character-
even. Like, it's not
even-
BD-1. It's
Even though
BD
I don't care about that
still.
character as much, having that as part of a HasLab, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That'd be $500 easy.
Yeah.
You give me a loose Mando. Fuck Mando. I have a Mando.
Well, if he's
You can
loose,
get
you
a
could
Mando
probably
easy.
do that. But
Give me a Paley Mata and an R5 with that ship.
yeah.
500 Hasbro.
yeah.
You got my money.
Well, it doesn't have plastic on the box though, so you can't see it.
I'm okay with that on TVC vehicles,
Okay.
but action figures, if they cover that up, I'm out.
Yep.
If they see why they did it for Black Series, but not the TVC. Notice that.
Yeah. Who knows?
And the retro. So like,
Who knows?
yeah, I truly think they're sabotaging the Black Series. I really do. All right, what's your number 3?
Number 2.
Yeah,
We're
2.
on
Sorry.
number 2.
Dang, we're moving.
Gentlemen, Hondo Inaka used to be a member of the Constellation.
Hey, I love
He
that.
was excommunicated, however, because he was trying to do something different with the Vril, that new element that was discovered. I'm going to get into that. But he was excommunicated on his way to potentially being assassinated by the Secret Society.
Oh no.
And, guys, Honda was actually the first owner of the Millennium Falcon.
Ooh.
It was built on Batuu in secret for the Society, for the Constellation originally, with the intention that it would be used for secretive missions.
So the fact that it's a Corellia ship is just false information.
I'm getting there.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
most of those ships come from. So that was like, you know
Well,
what? Let's just say
Corellian
it's one of those. Yeah.
YT, whatever.
Yeah. Honda had a disagreement with Dr. Afra, which forced him to steal the Falcon off of Batuu, because
Okay.
Afra was getting into his, like, no,
Spice.
we can't do what you want to do with the Vril. We have to do what we want to do with it. So Hondo knew that he was fucked, that the Society was probably going to try to kill him, so he took the Falcon from Batuu to hide it on Corellia. Here it got its name changed to the Millennium Falcon. It used to be called Orion's Touch.
It's a good name too.
How high were you when you came up with all this stuff?
Very.
Okay, this makes sense. I love it.
Talk about. So
There's a lot to talk about. So
Yeah.
before we get into all the stuff to talk about, I wanted to talk about the next evolution of this podcast. That's kind of a big word, and it's not that big of a deal. But we are going to be having a third, essentially co-host.
Yeah.
We're going to give it a little bit of a test run to see how it goes.
I believe it'll go well.
I think it will too.
I don't see any way how it doesn't.
I want to say his last name, but I don't know because I've only ever read it. I've never said it.
Same.
So I don't. And Thomas, please correct me when you hear this. If just text me when
oak?
you hear this and go, it's pronounced this way. I guess I could ask you because I told you I was going to do this, but
That's true.
a buddy of ours who's been listening to the podcast for a long time, we've become friends with through social media. He does a podcast called the Fourth Mother Box Podcast.
Oh, see, I didn't even make the connection that was him.
With him and his co-host Kyle Constantino. Hope I said his last name right. Sorry,
See,
Kyle.
He loves all the same things we love, plus DC.
Yes.
So we need to like kind of talk with him about DC because I've only seen one DC movie, and I'm like, I don't care.
Did you see Joker?
No.
Joker was good. I know a lot. I know a little bit about DC. I don't know a ton. Like I'm not going to pretend.
I just
do.
know Batman's cool.
I've never
That's
seen
it.
Justice League. I don't care
Nope.
about that. But Thomas Oakery.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say.
I don't
his
know
name.
if it's Okrai,
Oakery.
Those are my only two options.
So please correct me.
please. People have
once-
said my last name wrong my whole life, so I get it.
So yeah, let me know. But he's going to be joining at least for a little bit to see how, because you have to make sure chemistry works right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't
You've
want it
met
to be
him.
boring. Oh, he's a great guy.
And some-
I think
I
it'll
believe
be
that.
okay. But
I believe
it's a lot
that,
different
but
when
somehow
we're
I still
sitting in
haven't met
here.
him.
We're just sitting in here talking. It's going to be different. But
Yeah.
yeah. So we're going to be having him join the show August, September. He's moving to Orlando.
That's
So
gonna be lit,
it's really
bro.
exciting, and I
Lit,
can't wait. I'm
bro.
excited for him, and it's going to be a blast. But so just want to let you guys know that's coming. I wanted to finally announce
Go follow
Excuse
him
me,
on all
announce
the
it.
platforms.
Yeah,
'cause
follow
he is a
him.
great dude on everything.
at ginger_muscle on Instagram. Did you know he used to be like a fat kid?
Yeah, that's like his. That's like how his social media started.
It's awesome.
Was like him getting in shape, and
Good
now
for
he's
him, man.
jacked.
He's
Like,
jacked.
Yeah, now he's jacked.
Not
but-
a lot of people could kick my ass. He could probably kick my ass.
Oh yeah, both of you could kick my ass. So yeah,
So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
We'll have him on before then to like introduce himself because I
Yeah.
like to do like a primer. Like here, so what do you think? Like, what is your Star Wars opinions? Like, give me your
Yeah.
hot takes. Give me what you like.
right.
And
Last
I did that
Jedi
with you.
sucks. What if he said that? He'd be
I
like,
know
get
he
out.
doesn't think that. But,
Get out.
But yeah, and I'd be like, whatever you think, man. Why
All right,
not?
nice meeting
I can
you.
do a podcast
Bye.
with somebody who thinks Last Jedi sucks. I mean, I think you're wrong, but
Yeah.
I could still do a podcast with somebody who thought Last Jedi was terrible.
This like immersive in general, like this immersive experience, it's an invitation for you to play differently than you ever would have before. You've taken on this persona that may make different choices than you would have in your normal life. Maybe Sage wouldn't have stuck up for this guy that was being picked on, but because I've been given the opportunity and the invitation to play, maybe Sage is going to go, you know what? I've had enough. This person deserves to be protected, and it makes you choose and feel and different things. And the fact that we're letting people give the opportunity to express themselves in a safe space because they're not really playing themselves is a really crazy thing, right?
It's just it's unexplainable almost.
Yeah, it's tough to put into words because it's we've talked about it so much on this show.
I've never had moments like that in my life.
No.
It was a new feeling.
Yeah.
It was tremendous.
Like as immersive as even Galaxy's Edge is, that story
It's not even close
would
to
never
Galaxy's
happen
Edge.
Not
in
anymore,
Galaxy's
yeah.
Edge. Like
Right.
something like that won't happen. You're not going to see someone break down and talk to somebody that works at Docking Bay 7 like that. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. As much as we all love Galaxy's Edge, but
Of
that's
course.
the next level of the Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
It just they bring something out of people.